Hello there, fellow summoners. Mad Dog HT here, and we're going back into Variant 6 Contamination. This is 2.2 with Drax as the main boss. This is the first path I did back on like the 16th. And this has Overlord and Tyrant, so you if you nullify buffs, you get passive precisions. And then Tyrant, if you have a weakness on them and you hit them, or hit them into their block, you get extra like energy damage, which I don't have Resonate active as one of my masteries, so that really doesn't come into play for pretty much any of my champs except Void. But basically I'm just going to be using a mix between, there's going to be a lot of Doom, and then an Annihilus, Void, and Killmonger. And you know, this Venompool fight, there's nothing really crazy going on here. Venompool, he periodically gets a buff or two, so when you nullify that, you can get those passive precisions to get additional crit. But it's like, you know, at least for this fight, it's nothing too crazy. And yeah, this is a pretty straightforward fight there. Luckily I had it, he triggered Unstoppable, but I was right in the middle of my heavy, and so I didn't get punished, which was nice. I got that passive stun on him, and then we're gonna finish him off with an L3. And a lot of these fights on this path aren't very difficult at all. Like if you were doing a completion run, definitely would just recommend doing this outside path. I think it's fairly standard stuff, nothing too crazy. Next we're gonna go in against Ghost Rider. We're also still gonna use Doom. I do have Mr. Fantastic on the team that gives me an armor break on Doom's heavy. And then I have Annihilus, who I will use on one of the fights. I have him on the team as well, which basically gives Doom a guaranteed crit when he has the stagger up when he heavies. And yeah, it just makes Doom hit super hard on those backhand slaps, 6,000 crit each time. And this is just this is a normal Ghost Rider fight. I mean, there's really nothing going on with these nodes. I mean, the nodes basically give you a bonus if you bring in a villain that can basically nullify or apply weaknesses. And yeah, other than that, it's just regular fights with big health pools, pretty decent attack amounts, so just don't get hit, play well. And yeah, so I mean, Ghost Rider, he's gonna go down. I'm just gonna get into this Doom cycle, steal some power when he's at 3 bars. I get my special 2. I can't remember if I try to get back to another special 3 or not. I think I don't make it. He throws off his special 2, which is, you know, fine. Smack him around a bit against the wall. And I think we're going to finish him off again with an L3. And yeah, this Ghost Rider is going to go down. And yeah, and the boss on this chapter, Drax, he is also very, very easy and straightforward. I mean, Drax is an old champ that really doesn't have a lot going for him. And the nodes on him, I can't even recall exactly what they are, but they don't make him very difficult. So on this one, Mysterio, I'm actually going to go in with Annihilus. Annihilus is rank 2, unduped. I used to have him on defense. And, you know, he's not like the best attacker, but he's not terrible. And the fact that he can armor break Mysterio, can keep his helmet off, which allows him to not get his gas charges, which means shorter durations on the power drains on his L2, and the misses that you can do, and the shorter duration on the L1 reflection time. So, I mean, there's nothing too particular about this fight. It's pretty much a standard Mysterio. I'm just going to try to push him to L2s. I mean, I did get hit by that heavy, but, you know, as many know, Mysterio, he loves to throw his heavy, particularly when he's in his phases after his L1 or L2, where he can reflect or miss and get tagged again. Not playing very well. He's out damaged me so far. Now we're at tied 52 to 52. Just trying to hold, block, and bait his heavies and get some openings to just keep pushing him to L2. His L1 takes a little bit more timing wise to dex it properly, and then, you know, you're pretty much having to wait so you don't have that damage reflected, which, you know, you don't want. It's kind of like a Thorns mechanic. And yeah, so we're about to just finish him off, I think, with this L1. Yes. So we get him down. We lost about half our health. Definitely could have played cleaner. We're going to move on. And next we got Hela. And I think we go back with Doom on this fight. We should be able to get a lot more of those passive precisions for crits, because Hela has a lot more buffs with the physical resistance that she gets, and then the furies that she can get from her charging heavies, which I don't think she'll be doing much of that at all, but she will be throwing her special one, which gives her a fury, which we can nullify, and we're going to get her up against the wall and just kind of smack her around a bit. And now I have 6 of those passive precision, which is going to make my crit chance go up significantly. I think it's actually quite noticeable. So I think once I get out of this L3, you'll see that Doom is critting a lot. And Doom doesn't crit a lot to begin with. So yeah, there's a 7,500, 7,500, 4,800, 40, like each one of those is crits, which is insane. There was one that wasn't. But like out of all of those hits, he was critting like a madman. And now I messed up here. I tried to Mystic Dispersion push me over into my L2, and I thought I was throwing an L1, and then I threw an L2, and she didn't die because of her signature ability that allows her to survive. But luckily she didn't hit that hard on her special 3. Doom took about half health, but then came out of it and she died. So on this one I'm going to bring in Void. Now Void cannot nullify. He can get those weaknesses off his L2, but I don't think I'm trying to think. I don't think I tried to throw any L2s. Maybe I do. Mainly I'm just trying to apply some L1s, get those IP debuffs up, hopefully get some petrifies so that we can reverse some of this regeneration that he's getting, which is fairly significant. And of course the petrifies are the last 2 to get applied. There goes 1, and then we'll get the second one coming up here naturally by the timer. I'm gonna stall a little bit so that I can throw an L1 while I got Fear of the Void up. And there we got a petrify in the first one, and then we got, what's that, the fatigue, and another. Now we got 2 petrify. So this guy's melting from all that regen that he's trying to do, and he goes down super fast. And I have the Killmonger synergy, so that was keeping me healthy. Finished with the full yellow bar, and we're gonna go on this one. We're gonna go in with Killmonger. Killmonger's a pretty decent matchup for this because he can counter her specials and activate the True Strike. So if she happens to throw an L1, Killmonger can have that True Strike active and not have to worry about her evading. And if she does put a shock on me, because I have Killmonger on the team, I do have the chance to purify that. It's like a 70% chance that I'll purify and heal from it. And that one I didn't punish the L1, so I don't have the True Strike action, so I have to be kind of careful. Otherwise she could evade and shock me. I was trying to think if I go in on this. Nope, I don't go in on that one either. I know you can counter. There is time, but if you don't have True Strike active, then you can get wrecked pretty easily. And then I think if you notice, I have 3 indestructibles, but like there I just took 74 damage on the block, 74 damage on the block. My indestructibles are still up. So I don't know if this is still the case. This is a few days after Christmas that I'm kind of coming back and post editing this. I don't know if they've fixed Killmonger or not in variant 6, but I know he's been bugged where his indestructibles just don't work. And yeah, so just kind of be careful on that. Trying to think if I ate. See there, she did knock off one of them, but I mean, I've taken I don't know how many hits. I'm so not certain how and why one of those indestructibles got removed. Now we're gonna hit her with an L3, and I think I had 15 or more passive bleeds up, so I should get her with 17 bleeds, so 2200 tick. And she's kind of just melting away, and it doesn't quite kill her, but we hit her with a couple more crits, and the deep wounds bleeds took some decent chunks off her and takes her out. And that's pretty much the whole path, and we got a pretty healthy team. We're gonna go up against this Drax. Again, this is nothing special here. I can't remember the nodes. Let's check them out. We got Tyrant, which we've been seeing on this path, Overlord, Opportunist, Aggressive, Superior Special 2, and Optimus. So, I mean, there's really nothing going on for him. Basically, if you want to throw specials, you want to stick to the Special 2s. And yeah, you'll see that this fight, so Dr. Doom, I started with 48%, maybe 49%, and you'll see that he will just demolish this guy. And then I still have that Tyrant node up, so I will be nullifying his Drax's Furies and getting those extra precision passives up. The Special 3 is not going to do a ton of damage because it's got the Specialist 2, but you'll see, I think I get into the Doom cycle here, and I'm able to steal power. I don't have an, I didn't push him to L3, unfortunately, but I think we get to an L2 and we light him up pretty good. There was a 17k crit on the heavy, and there was like a 14k crit on that L2, and then those incinerates are doing some work. They were doing like 1400 tick, 9,000 on that heavy crit. It's unfortunate that Drax doesn't get a few more buffs that you can take advantage of, but you can definitely tell that there's some good crits going on, more than normal with those 10,000 on that heavy. So nice. And I think we finish him off with this L1. Yes. So very, very, very easy fight. So yeah, I ended up with 49%. So the chip damage, I was able to heal that back from the Solve Mastery. And we finished that, get those rewards, which are really nice. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.